So as Little Big Planet aged, new items were added to the game through DLC, and what I'd like to know is which one of them was your favorite, and do you think that they greatly expanded what people were able to do in the game?
Gosh, that is a good question. I mean, undoubtedly they did. I remember it more from the kind of technical choices that we made that are maybe not visible publicly, but DLC was pretty new to us. We were kind of it was tough releasing the DLC, and like gosh, you're bringing back memories of how many years ago is this? I can't even remember what the
like 16, 17
the year was. Yeah. So some of my memories.
10.
So a big caveat that like I'm an old man with a shit memory, so maybe I'll get some of this wrong. But one of the things that was really tricky. I'm going to give a lot of answers that are kind of technical, so maybe some of your audience enjoy this and some of it will want more of a gameplay-based answer. But my lens through Little Big Planet is very much through the code and how it worked. So early on in Little Big Planet, we made this decision that there would be like developer assets, which were on the Blu-ray, and yes, downloaded. And then there would be like user-generated content assets. And the idea would be that you wouldn't have to re-download an asset if it was a developer asset. And of course, that made DLC kind of tricky because we had to be very careful that we had to release a patch to the game to release all of the assets for the DLC before the DLC came out. And then, because if someone made a level using like the Paintinator or like some tool or some new feature that was added in DLC, anyone who then played that, we had these big debates back and forth. And I don't even remember who was on what side of the debate, but it was just like, what should be allowed, what should be free if someone makes a level using assets from a DLC pack that they bought, and then, all of that stuff. And we hadn't really thought that through because this was all new. Like no one had ever done DLC, let alone DLC and UGC. Like bear in mind the PlayStation 3 was new. It was the first PlayStation with a significant amount of DLC. On the PlayStation side, the PlayStation Store team were just figuring this stuff out as well. So everything was experimental. Imagine building all this stuff and you don't know what the right answer is, and there's no point of reference. And so we made all these technical choices, some of them, and some marketing choices and price choices, and we were just, with the help of our friends and Sony and everyone else, we were doing our best, but we were basically just making stuff up as we went along. And some of those decisions were technical decisions made like stuff really hard. But I do remember the Paintinator was a huge deal. I think that was probably the most important thing. And then